This is Rick Osmond for Invest Comics TV, here today with Jaymes Reed of digitalcaps.com. Tell us about Digital Caps, Jaymes.
Well, it was sort of I guess it was a website I started out of necessity because I spent years trying to get into the business as a writer, and it wasn't working out. I mean, I've got my own stack of rejection letters, a collection of them actually. And so, I had my own characters like most people started out doing, and I started writing them, and I got some artists and did the whole thing. But then I got down to the lettering part, and I couldn't find anybody that was, good, that was cheap, that was, willing to, just join the project for the merit of the project like, most of the other guys done. So, I got this one guy, and I ended up paying him a little bit of money, and it looked okay. But I knew enough about lettering at the time, I guess, that it didn't impress me wholly. And I wanted it to look a little better than it did. It just wasn't right. There's certain rules you don't break when you letter. And so I took to learning how to do it myself. And it just became, one guy asked me, well, could you help me with mine, give you some practice? I said, okay, I'll do that. And that was in 2003, I guess. And I've been doing it since then. In 2000, I believe it was either 2003 or 4 when I registered digitalcaps.com. It's with a hyphen in between the two words, one of those little floating dashes there. Yeah. Digital-caps.com. And started that, and I've been doing it ever since. And I think I've improved. I mean, I've taken to learning a little bit of hand lettering and things like that. And so I'm working on improving my skills in various areas, but I just like messing around on the computer and doing the digital stuff and just making it look good, so that's pretty much where it came from.
And you've been doing it not as a sideline, you've been doing it to make a living recently, right. Not just through Digital Caps, but you also have, I guess it's commissioned with Blue Water, is that correct?
Well, I'm pretty much one of, I don't know how many letters they have, 3 or 4. I mean, I work several titles for them. I mean, I do miniseries, ongoing series. I do, my own things. I have an Australian client. They do social comics for, family-oriented type materials. Like AIDS prevention and, wear a condom and, all that kind of stuff. And they're one of my biggest clients. They're called Inception Strategies, and they're at inceptionstrategies.com. I hope that's correct. I don't get to these websites very often. But if you click the social comics link there, that's got pretty much all those comics are mine. Well, a couple of them aren't, but most of them are. And they have a pretty nifty comics reader there that you can use. So to check them out. But yeah, to get back to Blue Water, I've been lettering for them for I guess a couple of years now. I guess one of the artists I was working with on another project who worked for Blue Water at the time on another project told Darren Davis about me, said that I was looking for a new client, somebody to work for on a regular basis, because I like regular, I don't like all this jumping around. I'll do a job for anybody, but I like to have something steady there. And so he recommended me, and we hit it off okay. And then I did some work for him, and took to the races with him. And I've been at it ever since. I've just stayed busy. He's always got something he needs turned in now. So yesterday actually.
Yeah, I interviewed Coy Turnbull sometime back, and we got on to deadlines. He said deadlines are a necessary evil. And I believe he's right.
Well, they are. A lot of people don't know what the word means, much less how to do one. And I can attest to that, because many a time has a letter, and any of the letters out there can tell you, and they'll agree with me. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Is pardon me, the artist gets a lot of time, deservedly so, with the artwork, the script. The writer has to spend plenty of time perfecting the project and getting it the way it needs to be. The letter gets the book when it has to be there Friday or tomorrow, or I need these now, man. And we get that all the time. We're like the freaking keyboard player in a heavy metal band. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just we get the. A lot of people talk about it's a craft and it's an art form, lettering, but we're asked to turn out Mona Lisas overnight sometimes, and it's not easy, but you get used to it, and you get used to, doing the work quickly. So that's pretty much what I do for Blue Water. I work quickly, but I take my time sometimes. I mean, he'll say, well, I need this now, but man, I know if I give it to him now, it's gonna suck, you know. So I've got to take some time to get it right, and that's the main thing I want to do.
All right.
And, that's what I try to do anyway.
Well, the other thing that I've tried my hand at lettering, and I'm not proficient at it.
Right.
What I found is that you have this set of encyclopedias you got to put in a little bitty thought bubble about that big. Is that?
Oh, my pet peeve. Too many words and not enough room in a panel. And then you get this big giant panel and he's like, oh boy, you know. So, and that's definitely, I mean, I know that's an effect with the little words in a big panel and everything, but I do get a lot of that. Writers are usually willing to, you know, fix something, you know, if I say, man, there's just no way. I mean, I've been known to put everything, paste it on, everything they want in that panel, and just stick it on like a jigsaw puzzle over that panel on the artwork, blow it up big on my screen, take a picture of it, and send it to Facebook and just bitch, you know.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to fit. And everybody's like, I don't know how you're going to fit it. And I managed to do a lot of trimming and stuff and get it in there somehow. You know, sometimes I have to lower the size of the font just a little bit, incrementally, but, you know, whatever makes it work and fit sometimes. But, yeah, well, it's one of my pet peeves.
Tell you what, let's take a break, and when we come back, I'll ask you how you wrangle all those words into them little bitty bubbles.
Okay.
Here's a riddle for you. What do the California gold rush of the 1850s, secret societies, coded messages, mysterious 19th century flying machines, and an early 20th century outside artist named Charles A.A. Delshaw all have in common? The Secrets of Delshaw by Dennis Crenshaw and Pete Navarro. Go to www.secretsofdelshaw.com to learn more. Hi, and we're back with Jaymes Reed here on Invest Comics TV. And Jaymes, you mentioned earlier that one of your pet peeves is having too many words to go on a page. Are there any other aspects of lettering that just really rankle you?
Yes, definitely. Man, there's so many of them. I've got let me see, where's that scroll at? No, I'm serious. It's grammar, punctuation. One of the biggest things today, I guess, is that writers in general are having a difficult time being consistent with grammar and punctuation. That's the biggest thing. Commas aren't in the right place. You know, most of the time I'm my own editor. I can't, you know, these guys don't hire editors. You know, they don't do that. They just, you know, depend on themselves as the writer to have it right. Or, you know, I see mistakes though constantly, mostly commas and the ellipsis. I mean, it's so overused now, and in places where you don't need it, there's rules to it. There's actually rules to how ellipses and when dashes should be used and things like that. And they don't know them. And common English, though, I mean, grammar, things like that. I mean, I know when a character is being himself and he's, you know, using his own voice, you know, like, you know, some street talking punk, whatever, you know, is going to have a certain kind of accent, you know, whatever. I'm not an impersonation guy here, but, you know, but everyone sounds the same in some of these things when they sound bad. And, you know, so I have to fix some of that. And I don't get paid to be an editor, but if I don't fix it, it goes out and it looks like I did it wrong, and then it reflects on me. So I have to make those changes sometimes, and, you know, and they don't really object. No one's ever come back and said, hey, what happened to my comma, man? You know, so I guess you're getting away with fixing it. Go ahead.
Well, some of the books that you've been working on, I know you do a lot of the freelance stuff, but with Blue Water, tell us some of the titles you're working on with that.
Okay. See, my main titles, I guess, ongoing series I just got last night, actually, is called The Misadventures of Adam West, and it's actually co-written by Adam. And they gave me that last night. I actually asked him for it a while back, but I didn't get a response from him. He's busy, and you know, sometimes you know, he just doesn't get back on some things. But But I got it, and I was real excited about that. I was bouncing around in my chair for a very long time, because Adam West, when I was a little kid in third grade, man, if I didn't get home to see Batman in time, I cried. I literally just, how did he get out of the trap, Mom? And it was, so, he's a childhood hero, like as he is for so many other people. So working for him is just, man, that's like a dream come true, to me. And so far the art looks acceptable. Same guy that drew, I can't remember his name, but it's the same guy who, did the last bit of art for the Tech War Chronicles 8-issue series that they did this last year that I also lettered. I also lettered a series called Fame. I don't do every single issue, but it's biographies. Well, they do a lot of biography series. They do, they have Fame, they have Female Force, which I also letter sometimes. And they have what's it called? They have a new one coming out that I'm going to be lettering called Orbit. And Howard Stern is the first topic of that book. And I'm not sure if he's announced the other one yet, so I can't say that one. But there's but Orbit and Political Powers. They did that one. I think I lettered 2 issues of that, and I didn't letter any more of those. But Fame and some others are my regular series, and I have a lot of mini-series I letter for. I think I'm up to 7 mini-series right now.
Oh.
I'm doing, Judo Girl, Paparazzi, Claw and the Fang, a sequel to the Clash of the Titans mini-series they did called Wrath of the Titans. I'm doing another William Shatner book called Quest for Tomorrow. And sometimes I letter Vincent Price Presents, which is pretty popular. I think it's near an issue 30-something now, and so it's doing pretty good. Vincent was another one of my, love him. I did Vincent Price number 25, which just came out, I think. So, I stay pretty busy with them. The biography comics are kind of neat. I get to pick and choose who I want and don't want to do. So, he's real fair about that. Cause I don't like everybody, just like anyone that goes on a comic shelf's not going to want every one of the biography books. But I did do Betty White and some other people. I love Betty White, so I couldn't wait to do that book.
She truly fits the description of Golden Girl, so.
Well, yes, sir. And one of the highlights, just to mention real fast before we move on, of my short career, I guess, it was, she was on Access Hollywood a couple months ago, and they showed her some of the preview artwork of her, Betty White, Female Force book. And she just saw it for the first time, had my letters on it. It was right there on the video, and I got that video on my website. It's right on the top there. You'll see her sitting there at my website, and she's just so genuine when she sees it. Just like it reminds me of when I showed some of my first stuff to my grandmother, and she just tripped out and loved it, and because it shows some really great artwork in that book too. I highly recommend it if you can find it, because I know the first print sold out in a day. So I do that, and
here in the next 30 seconds or so, tell us what you got coming down the pike that you know of, besides the Vincent Price stuff that Jay's writing.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, down the pike, I've got, let's see, other than the Adam West stuff coming up, I've got my own web comics that I promote at drunkduck.com. One's called Cintara, Cintara, and that's at drunkduck.com/Cintara. And the other one's called Lander, and that's drunkduck.com/Lander. Say that 5 times twice. And those are mine. I run those Lander updates twice a week, Cintara once a week. Cintara is fairly popular. I'd say it's probably my most popular one. Other than that, more blue water lettering. Just trying to stay busy. I have a series coming out. It starts in June. I can't tell you what it is yet or who's publishing it, but I solicited 3 different projects to this publisher, and third time was the charm.
Cool.
So yeah, it comes out. We're planning bi-monthly right now, just to be on the safe side, just to make sure we're good and caught up with the artwork. But we're well into the 2nd issue. I'm actually writing the 4th issue now, and so we're well. Darren likes to, do things a certain way, and I like to do things a certain way. So it's, I like to keep it, spread out. I know it's not very timely, but I'm real cautious right now, so I'm tight-lipped, and I don't want to, mention what it is yet.
And when
but it is going to be in the June previews, and I'll be sure to call you guys up when it is.
It'll work.
And we'll get you drop you a little Easter egg just before it comes out in the previews. So.
Well, we'll get you back on here for that, and we'll certainly.
And I'm writing it and lettering it, so.
Good deal.
Okay.
Well, Jaymes, we're out of time, but we'll get you back for that one.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on InvestComicsTV.com, and anytime, guys. Anytime.
Alrighty.
Thanks.